I'm just letting you know that we are moving out, and you're figuring out how. Or I'm moving out.
You were mad that you were never a part of the family and mom finally accepts you and you want to move on? Are you crazy? Like moving out of the house is not an option, baby.
Not an option?
Trembling but clear as she told Sumit she was done. She was
You might be about to leave your marriage too.
I can't be miserable all day long, every day.
Is divorce in the cards?
Yeah, I am at my breaking point.
No.
Over the years, we've watched Jenny and Sumit go through countless ups and downs in their relationship. But things have never been in a worse place than they are right now. Living with Sumit's family may very well be
started to unravel. Jenny had been pushed to her limit, living under the same roof as
what
Sumit's
finally
parents,
breaks them
following
forever.
That made
So
her feel
let's
like a
rewind to the
stranger
start
in
and
her
figure
own
out
home.
whether or not there's any hope
relax,
whatsoever that they
couldn't
might be
dress how
able to
she
find
wanted,
some common
couldn't even
ground,
watch
or
TV
whether this
in
is
peace.
indeed the
Every day
last
felt like
final
walking on
days of their
eggshells,
marriage.
and Sumit's
Now,
family
we join
never
them
let
in
her
the
forget
immediate aftermath
she was
of
the
Jenny
outsider.
having just dropped
The
a
tension had
bombshell
been
on
building for
Sumit
weeks,
and then walking
with
away.
Sumit caught in the middle, trying to keep everyone
Really?
happy and failing at every turn.
Really?
His mother's
Yeah,
disapproval
really.
hung over everything, and Jenny's patience was running out. Sumit had promised things would get better.
Saw these
But
two,
nothing
Jenny
changed.
and Summit were having a
Jenny's
rare,
frustration
private day
boiled
together
over
when Jenny
she
took
realized
the opportunity
she
to
was
tell her
sacrificing her
husband that
happiness
she wanted
for
to
a
move
family
out of his
that
family
never truly
home.
accepted
She was
her.
sick and tired of
She wanted
living
her
like
own
this,
space,
living under his
her own
parents'
life,
rules.
but
But
every time
the
she
real
brought it
kicker
up,
here, the thing that
Sumit
really got
hesitated.
Summit angry,
He kept
was that
saying
Jenny
family
also
was
revealed
everything.
she'd already
But what about
spoken
her?
to his parents
What about the
about it.
life they were supposed to build together? Jenny's loneliness grew, and the walls started closing
Behind
in.
his back while his mum
She
was
felt
ill
invisible,
without Summit's knowledge. She'd
and
already
completely
told his
alone.
parents that they
Now with
will
her
be
bags
leaving.
packed,
And
Jenny
with the
was
pair
making it
now
clear
in the
she
car
wouldn't
on the
wait
way
around
home,
forever.
Summit
The
is
stakes
still
had never been
furious
higher.
at Jenny.
We were living
Sumit's
away from the
loyalty was
family
being
because the
tested
reason.
in front of
Because they were
everyone.
not, they didn't accept
Would he
it as a
finally
couple.
stand
Now
up
we
for
are.
his wife?
And right
Or
now
would
I
he let
need
his
my family. I need.
expectations
So as far as
decide
Summit's
their
concerned,
future?
the only reason
The whole
why they
house
weren't living with his
seemed to hold
family
its
from the
breath,
very start of their
waiting for his
marriage
answer.
was because his family didn't
The silence
accept
stretched
their
on,
relationship.
and you could
Had
almost
they
hear the
approved back
sound of
then,
hearts
well, his
breaking.
goal would have always been
What
to
would
live
Sumit
with his
do
family.
next?
But the problem is,
Would he chase after Jenny, or let her walk out of his life for good? The answer
Jenny
was hanging
has
in the
always
air,
been very clear
and
that she
nobody knew
never
which way
wanted
it
to
would
live in a
fall.
joint family home.
Jenny's
But it sounds like
footsteps
these
echoed
two
down the
have
hallway,
never been on the
suitcase
same
wheels
page about
rattling
this.
against the
And while
tile,
up until now
but the
that
real
hasn't
noise
been
was
an issue
inside
for
her
them.
head.
Now
She had
it
spent
is.
years
It's a
fighting for a
massive
place in
issue.
this family,
Now, Sumit
only
says
to
to
end up
Jenny,
feeling
"You're
more alone
crazy
than
for
ever."
wanting to leave.
Every morning
After
started with the
everything
same
that we've been
routine,
through in order to get my
tiptoeing
family
around
to
Sumit's
accept
mother,
you, now that that's finally
second-guessing every
happened,
word,
what, you just
every
want us to
outfit,
turn up
every move. The house was full, but Jenny felt like a ghost, invisible
our backs on
unless she
them?
broke
He
a rule.
asks. But
She missed
Jenny
the days
isn't
when she
buying
and
that
Sumit could
argument.
laugh
Think
together,
of how our life
when she
was
didn't have to
before.
worry
You
about
can't
who
do
was
any
listening
of the
or
things
what
that
the
we were
neighbors
doing
might say.
before. We can't even
Now,
have sex in
even
this
the
house.
smallest joys
This
felt
just
out of reach.
sucks.
Poor Jenny, like
watched
all
her
she
go,
wants is to
guilt
have a little bit of
twisting in his
action and to watch TV
He
in her
wanted to believe he was
underwear.
doing the
But
right thing,
living with
keeping
Sumit's
his
family,
family
living under
together,
his mum's
but the look
rules,
on
means
Jenny's
that that
face
is now
haunted him.
impossible for
He
them.
knew
And
she
I
was
can't
hurting.
sit down and watch
She
TV in my
felt
underwear
trapped.
if I want to. What if I don't
Still,
want to wear a
he
bra?
couldn't shake the
What if I
fear
just want
that
to
if
wear
he chose
shorts and a
her,
t-shirt?
He'd lose
Now, here's the
everything
thing,
else.
right? Sumit
His
himself
parents,
has also
his
complained
home,
about his mum's
his
rules.
sense of belonging. It was easier to pretend things weren't so bad, to hope Jenny would adjust.
It was only
to tell himself
yesterday that he
love
actually
meant
had a fight
compromise.
with her about that.
But compromise
so the
had
fact
turned
that he's
into
now
sacrifice.
acting like he doesn't
And now
understand
he's
where
watching the
Jenny's
woman he
coming
loved
from, he can't
walk away
understand why
because
she's
he
so
couldn't
unhappy.
make a choice.
Kind of feels
The family
disingenuous.
sat in silence,
Like he may be
judgment
acting like
thick
he
in the
doesn't
air.
get it,
No
but
one
he
said it
should
out loud,
get it. He should
everyone
know
was thinking
that
the
if
same
both
thing.
he and his
Jenny
wife
was the
are
problem.
miserable in their
If she
own
would only
home,
accept their
that's
way of
not
life,
exactly going to
everything
bode
would
too
be
well
fine.
for their marriage.
But
Now,
Jenny
the thing
wasn't built
is,
for quiet
regardless of how
suffering.
difficult they
She
both
wanted
seem to be
respect,
finding life living
not
with his
just
parents at
tolerance.
the moment.
She wanted
Sumit
to feel
seems
like
to be
a
of
partner,
the weird belief
not a guest.
that they aren't capable
The
of
more
finding
she pushed for
happiness
dignity,
alone.
the more the family
either.
closed
How
ranks,
can you enjoy
leaving Sumit
your
stuck in
life
the
by
middle,
yourself?
torn
Like
between
you
two
cannot.
worlds.
Well, at least I don't
It's
get
wild how
insulted
quickly
and be
things
called
can
fat
turn.
and
One minute,
lazy.
Jenny is folding laundry and trying to keep the peace. The next, she's threatening to leave the country.
Follow your own
Is she
schedule.
bluffing,
There's no having
or
to
has she finally
appease
reached her
others. There's a
breaking
clear
point?
distinction and
And what about
separation
Sumit?
between your
He talks a
home
big
life
game
and your
about standing
work
up for
life.
love,
I mean, let's
but
not
when it
forget,
comes
as
down
if
to it,
living together
he
isn't
always
bad enough,
seems
they're
to
also
freeze.
working together too.
Is he really
That
trapped?
can't be
Or is he
easy.
just afraid
It's
to take the
inevitable
lead?
that they're going to grate on each other,
questions
whether or
hang
not
over
it's
every
his loved
conversation,
ones. And that
every
raises
awkward
another
meal,
point, like, it's
every
his
sleepless night.
loved ones. Like,
Jenny's not
yes,
showing
okay,
all
they
her
may be
cards,
on
though.
good terms now,
There's a
but
glint
for
in her
years,
eye,
his
a hint
family
of something
didn't
brewing
accept her.
beneath the
Like,
surface.
that must also
She's
be
tired of
playing a
waiting
role
for
here
someone
somewhere in
else
the
to
back of
save her.
Jenny's mind. Surely,
Maybe she's got a
right?
plan
It's
that
hard to
no
feel
one sees
comfortable and
coming.
entirely at
Maybe
home,
this
surrounded
time,
by people
she's
who
not
only a
asking for
year or two
permission.
ago
She's
thought that
taking
you were
control.
a curse, threatened to
The
kill
family thinks
themselves
they
if
know how this story ends, but Jenny's not done writing her own chapter yet.
you remained in
internet
their
exploded
family. Now,
the
as for
moment
Sumit,
Jenny's
he
suitcase
hasn't exactly
hit
seemed
the floor.
happy with this living arrangement
Fans
either.
everywhere
The thing with
had
him
opinions,
is he's just
and
so
nobody
used
was
to the
holding
idea
back.
of a joint
Twitter
family
threads
home
lit up
that
with
he
people
can't
taking
admit
sides.
it's also made him
Some
miserable
cheering Jenny
too.
for finally
But
standing
his
up for
argument
herself,
here is that
others
Jenny
shaking
is
their
just
heads,
being selfish.
convinced she was
She's
making a
not
huge
considering
mistake.
all the sacrifices that
Instagram
I've
stories
also had
were
to
full of
make in this
memes about
relationship.
Sumit's deer
he
in the
says.
headlights.
For 7 years, I
While
gave
Facebook
whatever she
groups
wanted. I
turned
get
into
divorced, I
battlegrounds
start
over
living
who
away
was
from my
right
family. I risk
who was
my
just plain
relationship with my
stubborn.
parents
People
and
kept asking,
society over Jen.
would you stay if you were in Jenny's shoes, or would you have packed your bags months ago?
Course, as a sacrifice that
Some
he
viewers
made for
called Jenny
Jenny.
a hero
Is he for real
for
right
refusing
now?
to
That's
be
not
treated
exactly true,
like a
is
guest
it?
in her own marriage. They pointed out how she'd put up with years of side eyes,
He was deeply
cold shoulders,
unhappy with.
and rules
Yes,
that
he
made
did
her feel
eventually
like a
get
teenager
divorced so that he could
sneaking
be
out
with
after
Jenny.
curfew.
But no,
Others
that
wondered if
divorce
she was
wasn't
being too
only for
dramatic,
Jenny. In fact,
saying
that
she
whole
knew
messy
what she was
affair was
signing up
down
for
to
when
his
she moved to
parents.
India.
They were the ones that pushed
The
him
debate
into a
got heated,
loveless
with
arranged
every
marriage
comment
in the
section
first
turning
place.
into a therapy
like
session
acting
about
here as if
boundaries,
that divorce
respect,
was some
and what it means to choose yourself. Sumit's sacrifice speech
somehow
became
some
an
kind of
instant
big
meme.
sacrifice on his
Clips of
part,
him
instead of
listing everything
thanking
he'd
his
given up,
lucky stars
his
that
old
Jenny
life,
didn't
his
leave
family's
his ass when
approval,
she found out
even
he
his
was
first
actually
marriage,
married. Feels like a
circulated
bit of a
everywhere.
stretch.
Some
Sorry,
fans
Sumit,
rolled
like
their
we all
eyes,
saw how it
saying
played
he was
out. Don't try and
rewriting history to
rewrite
make
history
himself
here.
look like the
Either
victim.
way, selfish or
Others
not,
felt for
Jenny
him,
is very
pointing out
clear
how hard
with
it is
what
to
she
break away from
wants.
family
I'm just letting you
expectations,
know that
especially
we are
in a
moving
culture
out,
where parents'
and you're
wishes
figuring out
carry so
how.
much weight.
Or
Still,
I'm moving.
the question kept coming up. Is Sumit trapped? Or is he just afraid
No.
to make a real
That
decision?
is a very clear
Jenny's
threat,
raw
isn't
honesty
it? With
hit a
or
nerve.
without you, Sumit,
When she said
I'm
she
off.
was tired of
If
feeling
you want to
invisible,
come with me,
people
then
listened.
you need to figure
Her
out how
confession
we
about
do
missing
it.
simple
Now,
things,
that in
like
itself
watching
may be
TV in her
easier said
pajamas
than done.
or
It's
eating
all
what
well
she
and good
wanted,
shifting all
sparked a
responsibility
wave of
over to
support.
him. But let's not
Viewers
forget,
shared
there's
their
a
own
reason
stories
why they
about
moved into his
feeling out of
parents'
place,
house in the first place.
about trying
They're
to fit into
broke.
families
They don't have enough
that never
money to
quite
pay their
accepted them.
rent, and that hasn't
The empathy
changed.
was real, but so was the frustration. Why did it take her so long to
If
draw
anything,
the line?
their financial situation has
Was
only
she
got
hoping things
worse.
would
They've
magically
now
change?
invested into a startup
Or was she just
cafe that's
scared to
only been
start
running
over?
for a few weeks.
As the
Like, it's
episode
highly
aired,
unlikely they
a new
have a
rumour
source of
started
income at the
swirling
moment.
online.
So yeah,
Some
for as
fans
much
claimed
as
they'd
living on
spotted
their
Jenny at
own
the airport
may be the
alone,
best option
looking
for them,
determined.
Jenny is
Others said
also
she'd been
aware
seen meeting
it
with a
might
lawyer,
not
fueling
actually be
speculation that she
possible.
was preparing
I told
for a fresh
Sumit I will
start.
leave. I will
Maybe
just
even
be
back in
gone.
America.
But
The buzz only grew
I mean,
louder,
if I
with
try to
everyone
move out on
desperate
my
to
own,
know,
where would I
is
go?
Jenny gone for good? Or is this another twist in a story that refuses to end quietly?
Oh.
Money problems
She's
have a way
right.
of
I mean,
making
if she
everything
were
worse.
to move out on
And for
her
Jenny
own
and
and
Sumit,
choose to
the
remain
pressure
in
is
India,
closing in
life
from
for
all
her
sides.
would be very,
Then
very
Cap,
tough.
the one
She
they
doesn't
hoped
have
would
a
give
lot
them a
of
fresh
money,
start
and she's been
is
retired for
barely breaking
years at this
even.
point and doesn't
Bills
really
keep
want
piling up,
another job, never
every
has.
conversation
So
about
she
money
is, like it or
turns into
not,
another
very
argument.
reliant on Sumit
Jenny
for a
feels
life
the weight
in
of
India.
every rupee
But,
spent,
and herein
every
comes
meal
the
skipped,
crossroads that Jenny
every
finds
plan
herself
on
in.
hold.
She does have
The dream
options
of living
in
on their
America.
own seems further away than ever, and the family's constant reminders about
Options
responsibility
that were she
only
to
make
take
things harder.
would essentially mark
Sumit's parents
the end of her
never
marriage.
let him forget
Now, while
who's
Jenny
footing the
has
bills,
daughters who
and
live
Jenny
in
can
America,
feel
one of
their
which we
judgment
met on this
every
show,
time
a
she
daughter
walks
who
into
we
the
saw
kitchen.
adores her mum,
stress
right, would
is
no
eating away
doubt
at both of
happily
them.
invite her to come and live
Jenny
with
lies
her
awake
for a
at
while
night,
at least, if she
staring at the
needed
ceiling,
it. Sumit,
wondering
on
if
the
she's
other
wasted
hand,
her
has
best
made it very
years
clear
waiting
he
for things
has
to
no
change.
intention of
She
ever
thinks about her
moving
daughters
to
in
America.
America,
He loves
about the
his
life she
life in India.
behind,
So
about the
were Jenny
freedom
to
she
go
traded
back,
for a love
that
that
would
now
be the
feels like a
final
cage.
nail in their coffin.
She knows
It's a
she could go back,
huge decision
start
for
over,
Jenny to take,
maybe
and for
even
right
find some
now,
peace.
she feels
But the thought of leaving Sumit behind, of admitting defeat, makes her heart ache.
Sumit has the upper hand
She's
right now in
torn
our
between the
relationship.
comfort of
I'm
home
kind of stuck there.
and the
I'm
hope that
trapped.
Sumit
I'm
will finally
screwed.
choose
We
her.
are living with the
Sumit, on
family.
other hand, can't imagine leaving
Sumit
India.
doesn't seem ready to
His
back
roots run
down.
deep,
Now, I'm not
and
sure
the
whether
idea
that's
of
because he
starting
refuses
over
to
in a new
admit that he's
country
wrong and he's just being
terrifies him.
stubborn, or if it's
He
because
tells
he
himself
really
he's
does
doing the
believe
right
that
thing,
living with his family is the
staying close
best
to his
thing for
parents,
them going
honouring
forward.
his culture.
And here's the thing,
But deep
refusing
down,
to
he
listen
knows
to
he's
his
running
wife,
from the
dismissing
truth.
her feelings
He's
like
afraid
this,
of losing
can
everything.
and will
His
have
family, his
long-lasting
identity,
consequences.
his sense
For
of
as
belonging.
much as Jenny
The more
might
Jenny
feel
pushes for
trapped at the
change,
moment, for
the
as
more
much
he
as she
digs
might
his
not see
heels,
any way out of this
convinced that love
situation for
means
right
sacrifice,
now, keep in mind
even
that
if it means losing himself in the process. The real question is, what are they
next
fighting
week,
for?
we have the
this
Tell
about
All
love?
episode. And
Or
from
is
the
it about
sneak
pride?
peek that we're given,
Are they
we
holding
can
on
see that
because they
Jenny
can't let go?
is in the
Or because they're
studio. She
afraid of what
is
comes
in
next?
America.
Jenny's daughter
That
keeps
is
calling,
very different
offering a
from the
lifeline,
norm. Normally these two
reminding her
join on a
that she has
video link
options.
together.
Sumit's past secrets, his first marriage, the lies he told to keep Jenny in his life,
Marriage.
linger
Has
in the
Jenny
background,
made her
casting long
decision?
shadows
I
over
can't
every
be
decision.
miserable all day
The past
long,
is never
every
far
day.
away,
Is
and neither of them
divorce
can escape
in the
it.
cards? Yeah, I am at my
The twist
breaking
no one
point.
saw coming.
No.
Now, from that
Word
sneak
spreads
peek,
that
all that we
Jenny
know
has
for
been
now
spotted
is
in
that Jenny
America
is
sitting in the
considering a
studio
divorce,
for the
but
Tell All,
Sumit seems like he
alone.
wants to fight for their marriage,
Fans
which
start to
gives them
wonder
a slither
if
of
this
hope.
is
But
the final
the thing
chapter.
is, with Jenny,
Did she finally choose herself over a marriage that never gave her what she needed?
now
Or is
back
there
in the
still hope
States,
for a
with her
reunion?
now
A
breaking
last-minute
free
change
from
of
his
heart
family and
that
getting
could
back
rewrite
to
their
her
story?
own freedom.
The answers
if
are out
Sumit
there.
really
But
does
for
want
now,
to fight for his
all
marriage,
anyone can
well,
do
now
is
he's
wait
going to
and
learn
watch as the
what
fallout
real
unfolds.
sacrifice
Jenny's
is.
absence
Jenny is
hangs
now
over
the one
everything
holding
like
all
a
the
storm that
cards.
refuses
She's
to pass.
no longer
The
stuck.
house
She doesn't
feels
have to
emptier,
abide by
quieter.
anyone
But not in a peaceful way. Sumit moves through the days in a daze,
else's rules,
replaying
and
every
it's very
argument,
difficult to
every
imagine
moment he
she'll
hesitated,
willingly come
every
back
time he let
to
his
live
fear
life
speak
on
louder
those
than his
terms
love.
again.
He
So,
wonders
over
if
to
he
you,
waited too long to
Sumit.
stand
It's
up for
crunch
Jenny,
time.
if he
Are
let
you
his
going to
family's
put your wife's
expectations
needs
drown out the
first,
promises he
or your
made.
parents?
The heartbreak is real, and it's not just his. Jenny's voice echoes in the empty rooms, her laughter replaced by silence, her presence now a memory that stings more with each passing day. But there's hope too, even if it's fragile. Jenny's decision to leave wasn't just about running away, it was about reclaiming her dignity, about refusing to settle for a life that made her feel small. She chose freedom, even though it meant facing the unknown. That kind of courage is rare, and it's a reminder that sometimes the hardest choices are the ones that set us free. For Sumit, the question is whether he'll let this be the end, or if he'll finally find the strength to fight for the woman he loves. Is he willing to risk everything, to break the cycle, to prove that love can be stronger than fear? The story comes full circle. Jenny's journey is a lesson in boundaries, in knowing when to walk away from what hurts, even if it's all you've ever known. Sumit's struggle is a warning about the cost of indecision, about what happens when you let others write your story for you. Loyalty matters, but not at the expense of your own happiness. Self-respect isn't selfish, it's survival. Viewers everywhere are left asking themselves where they would draw the line, what they would sacrifice, and what they would demand in return. As the dust settles, rumors swirl about what's next. Will Jenny and Sumit find their way back to each other, or is this the final goodbye? Is another couple about to step into the spotlight, bringing even more chaos and secrets to the surface? Or will a family confession change everything we thought we knew? The answers are coming, and you won't want to miss what happens when the next chapter begins. If you thought this was wild, wait until you see what's waiting around the corner.